So we're in the kitchen now, my favorite place to be. Whether you are that person that's in charge of cooking for the family, if you are that person that loves to bake, you love to make sauces, a lot of times recipes will call for separating the egg. How do we do it? Normally we do this. This is what I do, right? I do this, and then I do this, and then I'm trying to like not drop the thing, and I'm doing the dance, and then I lose part of the yolk in there, right? It's messy. You know, there's gotta be a better way. Enter this next item, and this next item was invented by a gentleman, Mark Fusco. So why did he invent this separator? And by the way, everybody's getting a 2-pack today.
So Mark, like a lot of us, was informed with his doctor that he had a bit of high cholesterol. So Mark wanted to now incorporate more eggs into his diet, and specifically egg whites. But it's a real bummer when you're trying to separate the yolk from the egg and you're making a mess. So Mark created Pluck. So Pluck is a very easy to use egg yolk separator. So let me show you how to use this. You've got your egg kind of shaped base right here, and you're just gonna squeeze it in, and you'll see it's very light, very easy to squeeze. It doesn't take a lot of effort. You're gonna have about an inch of air in between your fingers. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna place it next to a yolk just like this, and then release. And look at that, the yolk is sucked right up in there.
Not even a drip of that yolk
Not a drip, and then when you're ready, you just plop the yolk into another dish.
That's so easy. And you know, that's just it. If your recipe says absolutely no yolk, right? Maybe you're doing meringue. Maybe you're doing a beautiful mousse. You know, you cannot get a little, not even a spot of that yolk in there. This is gonna make that happen for you. And so today, everybody gets a 2-pack of the Pluck egg separators. So it's good for you, and maybe you wanna go ahead and gift somebody another one. But it's a 2-pack for $14.95. Your item number is 591310. Now I notice it's made out of like almost like a silicone or a rubber and a plastic tip. Is this easy to clean?
Absolutely. So you're right. It's made out of a rubber bottom. That's where you squeeze. And then a nice plastic top. And really, you're just going to pull it apart. I'll show you. It just snaps right apart just like that. And you can put this straight into the dishwasher. So it is a breeze to keep clean.
Now, think about this. There are certain recipes, and we've got some examples on the table that just require whites, or they just require the yolk. And so maybe you're making your own homemade mayonnaise. Maybe you're making your own angel cake, and you just want the whites for the baking. Or you're doing that egg white omelet. Or you're doing, oh my gosh. I mean, I would dig into this right now. How about some macaroons? I know my beautiful friend Terry tried to make them for me for my birthday. She was like, they are tears in these cookies. That's probably why they tasted so good. I love you, Terry. But think about this, because there are some recipes you have to have that precision separation. This is it. Now, is there a way to do this? Like, do I have to angle it specifically?
It's really easy. So go ahead, you're gonna pinch right there again, squeeze. It's very light.
But not all the way, right?
Not all the way. You wanna leave about an inch in between your fingers, about an inch of space. It doesn't matter if you have limited dexterity, you can push this. It is so simple. You're gonna push it right up to the yolk. You can come in at an angle or right on top, and then you're gonna release, and that yolk gets soaked right up.
Ooh, look at that.
And there you go. You've got the egg white, and then you'll see as it plops right out, nothing but yolk.
Look at that. And so let me try here. So I got mine. I'm not squeezing all the way. I'm leaving about an inch of separation. And I'm gonna go, and I don't have to do an angle.
No,
I could just do
make
right
sure
on top.
it's right against the yolk.
Okay.
And now release. Oh, there you got your perfect yolk.
I got it. There you go.
There you go.
Plop it right out.
Plop it right in.
So I know, for example, that there are many of you that love to make the sauces. Maybe you love to make custards, your own homemade mayonnaise, and those recipes you would only need the yolks. I know my mom makes the flan, you know, and so she makes a really good flan too. What about if you're just needing the whites? Are you that? My grandmother used to whip up meringues and just pop them in the oven, and think about it, it's almost like a guilt-free treat because it's like just egg whites and sugar. She used to whip up that meringue. You cannot have any yolk in there. What about, you know, your cakes, your mousses, you know, all of those items, even if you just want to cut fat, this is the way to do it and to separate it without the mess.
Absolutely.
Because how many of us have done, I take the little shell and I try to scoop it up and I'm doing the little dance and it's messy.
It's messy and it's really intimidating. So I used to make for my husband, I would say, hey, here's some eggs Benedict, and it would just be an egg on top of an English muffin with no hollandaise, because who knows how to make hollandaise sauce? You have to, you know, pull apart the yolk and just use the yolk. It's really intimidating. But now with something like Pluck, it makes it easy, it makes it fun. fun. It's also a really cool design. It kind of looks like a little bit of a egg itself, so it's not something that you mind having on the countertop. A lot of people use, there's a trick, a lot of people use water bottles to do this. This is actually what inspired our inventor, Mark. He saw a lot of people using a water bottle to try to scoop up the egg yolk, but that's really not very sanitary.
Right.
And it doesn't look very good. So this is a much sleeker, easier to use way to separate those eggs and yolks to make all of these wonderful ingredients.
By the way, the same is true if you're, separating the yolk, but you want to pick it back up again. I just picked up the one you dropped and put her right back in there.
I know, how else can you move?
It's so easy.
Yep.
And I have to tell you, it's kind of weird, but it's kind of fun. Like, it's really fun.
Super
so now
fun.
You're gonna have fun when you're making that egg white omelet and you're trying to make those good choices, trying to eat a good solid breakfast. Have an egg white omelet. It's one of the most inexpensive ways to get protein in the body. Think about, too, all the recipes. If you are the chef at home, if you are the baker at home, this is a designated item to do a specific job. And so you don't have to invent these hacks and try to figure out how to do it and scoop it out with your hand. Don't do that. It's a 2-pack today for $14.95. The gentleman that invented it, Mark Fuscos, had to do it for health reasons.
Absolutely.
And so came out, as they always say, what is it? Necessity is the mother of invention. Here you go, what a great example.
A great example, and it's so easy to use, even kids can do it. So it's a lot of fun to cook in the kitchen with little kids. I have some nieces and nephews, and I give each one of them one of these. I set up the eggs. It also keeps them busy, so they're not kind of getting in my way when I'm trying to do my thing in the kitchen, and they can kind of just pluck away. They love calling it pluck, 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 pluck. They're scooping out their yolks. It is a blast to do, and it's so easy. I mean, I feel like a professional doing this.
I do too. I just did it too. See, look, I'm gonna drop mine there too. Look, there you go.
So no more egg dancing with the shell.
So should we compete? I know what we should do. We have 2 minutes left in this presentation. Just humor us here for a second, because let's say I was doing it by hand.
Okay, let's do it.
And you're going to go ahead and here, you break an egg at the same time, and so I will too.
Let's see who separates first and cleaner.
Let's see who's the quicker separator, and I'm going to try to be, as efficient as possible. Go. Okay. Oh my gosh, I dropped it already. Oh. And by the way, I got it, but I cracked some egg in there. Did you do it right?
I think I won.
Okay, so
I don't know if we need to call in a photo finish, but I think the pluck wins.
Well, I cracked some egg in there, so that happened. And can I do this with my hands? Of course I can do it with my hands. Do you want to do it with your hands? You got egg everywhere. They always say that you want to wash and you want it to be nice and sanitary and clean. You don't want raw egg on your kitchen appliances, on your kitchen counter. This is a designated item to do a specific job. And just like you have a can opener in your kitchen, and just how you have a whisk in your kitchen, this is doing a specific job. The value, by the way, I have egg all over my hands, which is not a good thing. The value is really great because you're getting a 2-pack today, and so you can go ahead and keep one for yourself, give one to your best friend, your partner, your child, your daughter. It doesn't matter. It's the coolest thing and very easy to maintain too,
and easy
right,
to clean. See, I showed you, just kind of pull this apart. You've got the plastic bottom here. It's kind of aerodynamically designed to really pull that yolk in and kind of cut off any extra air and cut off those whites. It pulls through here, but when you separate it, right in the dishwasher. So no kind of difficult cleaning, no trying to wipe up egg from the inside of a water bottle.
Goes
so
right on the top
easy with
rack,
the pluck.
Right?
Yep.
2-pack today. Let's try to do it once again, because I gotta be honest with you, it's kind of fun scooping that egg yolk up.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So, done.
You're an expert.
See how easy that is? And you know what? I mean, how frustrating. Sometimes you just want, to go ahead and just, get things done quickly and efficiently. You don't want to be thinking about it too much. This is the way to do it. The easiest way to separate the egg, if you live on egg white omelets and you know that it's easier sometimes to buy a carton of eggs than to buy the containers, because sometimes the containers are more expensive, now you got your pluck.